Like we are live now. Hello, everyone. We'll cut to the point. Let's discuss. I'll show you a video from September of 2018, what I mentioned about the alt season, which will give you an idea when will we get our alt season. Okay, this was predicted a long time ago. So let's look at the video real quick. Okay. Again, this is a very, very important video, okay? If you want to know when alt season is going to hit, this is a very crucial video. Bitcoin first. So let's look at Bitcoin. So as I said, I'm more concerned about this triangle. This triangle and this trend line we have drawn. Bitcoin was at 60,940. Okay. This video was made in September the 18th. September 18th, right here, 2024. Okay. Keep that in mind. So the goal is to get out of this triangle. And when that happens, it'll be aggressive. It won't be the sideways action that we see. When Bitcoin starts to move, it goes up really aggressively. If you notice, like right here, we went up aggressively. Right here, we went up aggressively. Right here, we went up aggressive. Look at how quickly it goes up. Okay, so something like this happens and it can shock everyone. It's called the shock and awe effect. Something like this can happen, okay? Between now and end of the year. That's what I expect. So how it will play out. What happened? Look at Bitcoin. Okay, this is Bitcoin. And look at the I was talking about 60,000, 61,000 here. We were here. And I said by the end of the year, we'll be sitting at around $100,000 to $120,000. Okay, this was the line you will see that we were focusing on. That, if you notice, right there, right? And we came to that part. Let's go back to the video. Out, that depends. Okay. Will we go sideways all the way to the end of the triangle and then start going up? Or we have a nice little pump to $75,000, $80,000 right now, and then come back to this triangle for a retest, and then we go up. Okay? It doesn't matter how it acts. The goal is to touch this line right here. The goal is to kiss this line by the end of the year, right? Or first quarter of. So do you see this? This was the line that I was talking about. This is the line, okay? And we did exactly like the way I mentioned, okay? Exactly. $2025. So I think this is how it's going to play out. We will have a nice arc, something like this, okay? Which takes Bitcoin to this range. And after that, I would think Bitcoin would spend almost a year in this range, okay? The Bitcoin dominance, okay? The big question is about Bitcoin dominance, okay? We will look at the Bitcoin dominance. I've already prepared the chart, and I want you to see where we are going. If you see, the Bitcoin dominance has gone up significantly, up 58.50%. So we're coming close to that 60%. That's a sweet spot for Bitcoin. Will we go more than 60%? Everyone is expecting 60%, But if Bitcoin has to go to $100,000 or $120,000, then we have this range. I initially thought that we will not go that. This was another channel that I'm looking at. This is another channel that I was looking at, but I don't think it's valid anymore because we are almost about to break that channel right here. This was the channel that I was looking at for the Bitcoin dominance. And I think Bitcoin's about to break that right now. It has broken it, actually. If you see that, we are coming out of this channel. So for now, I don't think this channel is valid. So we're going to go with this one. Okay. And yes, but does that mean if Bitcoin dominance goes up, does that mean that altcoins go down? There are times where some altcoins will go sideways. Okay. For some altcoins, the bull run will be for only 100 to 120 days maximum. So until the Bitcoin dominance starts to go down, that'll be for many altcoins. See, until the Bitcoin dominance does this, maximize this to the point where it can't go up anymore, it'll start to go down. Bitcoin would, as I said, once it reaches, I would say $100,000 to $120,000, it'll go sideways for almost a year. Sideways for almost a year. That's what I expect. Right? So when it goes sideways, when this happens, this is when the big alt season will happen once we start to go down like this. Okay? And so now let's look at where Bitcoin dominance is right now. Like the way I mentioned in the video. Let's clean all this up. And this is what I was looking at. Right there. Okay. And we reached, if you look closely in the video, I was talking about this range 66. From 66 to 70%. That was the range that we were looking. Right. If you go back and see this range is 60.04. Right. I'm sorry, 66.49, but we came close to 66 right here. 66.07. And then we came down. And if you see, I've drawn another line like this where Bitcoin's sitting. Bitcoin dominance is sitting right on that line, which I had drawn. Look at this. Let's go ahead. And I mentioned that Bitcoin will go sideways for a year. Look what happened to Bitcoin. Once we reached this level, it went sideways, right? This is sideways action. So let's look further in this video. And at this point, we would get a big crash. You see how it crashed here like crazy? So at this point, I would say, you know, the wick could go to almost 40%. And then we would get a nice bounce back for Bitcoin dominance. And then everyone will think that the bull run's over and it'll keep on going down, the dominance. Okay, I expect the dominance to go down to, I would say, 27, 28, maybe 30%. I don't think so. We will decide on when the time frame is of that. I've changed my opinion. I think Bitcoin dominance now, I'm looking at where, you know, once we reach this area, that is it right there. 41% is the area that I'm looking at for Bitcoin dominance. If we kiss this, or, you know, I'm going to go further and explain what I'm looking at. Okay, the moment we reach 236, okay, 236, if this is the top of Bitcoin dominance. I'll explain later that I expect there's a possibility of Bitcoin dominance to go to 70. Okay. If that happens, then it's a different scenario. But as of now, if this is the top of Bitcoin dominance, then 236 is 44%. This is where I would expect a pullback, a huge pullback at 44%. Okay. At 44%, I expect a pullback. When I say pullback, it's for altcoins. Bitcoin dominance will go considerably up, okay? Once it reaches 44%. So this is where we need to take profit when Bitcoin dominance reaches 44.61%. You know, even at 45%, we could take profits. But let's go look at the video. Okay, let's come back at Bitcoin. So once we reach this range, this is when we need to start looking at our altcoins. What would happen is we would go do something like this. For the whole 2025, it'll be like this, okay? Whole 2025. Because as I said, the Bitcoin dominance will drop significantly. So when the Bitcoin dominance drops, there are so many altcoins. They're at the bottom. They're at zero right now. So they need to pump. So from here onwards, up to $100,000, Bitcoin dominance is going to go up, right? So I expect many altcoins to go up as well, but nothing significant. It's not the alt season that we are looking for, unfortunately. It will go up. Market will go up. Obviously, it'll go up more than... Say, for example, which coin should we take? You know, like the pump that we had recently. I would say wherever your altcoin was in somewhere in, say, Feb, March, it'll go to those prices, maybe 20-30% higher than that. Okay. I cannot look at all altcoins, but I'm just giving you an idea. Okay, let's look at Luna. Okay, let's look at Luna. See where Luna I mentioned. Are we getting two triangles? Two triangles. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Whenever these triangles, again, this is very significant that you're watching. This is Luna breakdown. There's another coin that'll do a breakdown, which will tell us when the real alt season is. Okay, our ending. There are times that we would get some sort of crash. Okay, you look at this. If you look at this point, this triangle ended here, and then we got some downturn, and before we started to go up. So even if we get a pump, if even Luna pumps like that, I think it would come back down, you know, before the real run starts. Okay, so expect some sort of action in Luna right now, but depending on the market, okay, I think all the pumps will fizzle out for many altcoins. I'm looking at, like, say, for example, I'm looking at GST. So this is Luna. You know, if it pumps, I would say in this range, right? If it pumps, it would be this range that, you know, you can take profits, I would say, because I don't think Luna is ready, or the market's ready for the altcoins right now. All the focus will be on the Bitcoin right now. Majority focus will be on Bitcoin. So it would go up, but I would say a pump of, say, 90 to 120%. Okay, let's see how much Luna pumped. When I was talking about Luna, this is the Luna's chart. right? And I said 120%. Just look at this. To be precise, we pumped. How much did we pump here? 123%. And then gave out all the gains back. Okay? Gave all the gains back. Expected something like this, but before it goes up, as I said, when usually these triangles are ending, they sometimes, I'm just worried about September. You can get a, dip like that before it starts to go back up. Okay, something like this happens, nothing to worry about. It's just, Luna doing its thing. So if something like this happens, I wouldn't be worried. It's just final crash. But that's Luna for you. Bro, are you in the United States? Let's look at GST now, okay? This channel. It's a small channel for. This is GST that we are looking at. Forming right here. Like that, okay? How long we stay in this channel, I cannot be specific about it. We can even do this, go back up and then crash back down one more time before we start going up, okay, to this level. But I think it'll be time to take profits because I don't think altcoins are ready. We have to waste a lot of time, man. There's a lot of time on our hands until 2025. And as I said, for majority altcoins, the bull run will be between, I would say, 90 to 120 days. That'll be the timeline. So these coins have to waste time. So, and I could be wrong, okay? I could be wrong. This could just, go away like that. But I feel it'll come to this region and come back down again to this region, go back up one more time, come back down. So something like this could be expected, but yeah, this is where I would take some profit in this range for GST, but many coins like that. Okay, so 0.02, 0.03 was the target for GST. Just look what happened to GST after that. And here, hold on. Let's remove everything. I was talking about GST when we were here. And I said we would go up in this range. Okay. So this was the range 0.02. Right there to 0.03. Right. And look what happened. We were right here. And as I said, we could go down and then we go up. But, I took all the profits right here. And look what happened to GST. I was expecting GST to be here, floating around here. I expected GST to be just right here and do nothing, but GST, come down here and do this like that, waste time right here before GST goes up. But what GST did was something that I, didn't expect. GST went down, so low. That's why I put right now at this level, I put how much? $6,000 into GST just to, because I wasn't expecting it. This is what happened, but it'll have to come back up to this range. So that's why I have invested now. I'm not telling anyone to follow what I'm doing. I'm just a risk taker. That's why, I am doing it. GST is down right now. 99 point, let's see, how much is GST down? GST is down 99.98%. And it went way lower than I expected. That's the reason I'm putting the money in GST, because I do expect it to come back to this range. And whenever it does, I don't know when, but that is, just to this range. Coming to this range, it'll be 6x, It'll do a 6x GST. So I put in some money here. When it comes to this range, I may get out of it. But as of now, I'll put some money into GST. So, yeah, that is green Satoshi token. But which, this thing tells us when, we would get an alt season. I will go back on the Bitcoin dominance, okay? The only worry that I have, I'm looking at Bitcoin. When I look at Bitcoin, there's only one worry I have about Bitcoin, is that Bitcoin hitting $150,000 way earlier than any one of us expect. Okay, so this is Bitcoin right now. Let me clear all this. Okay, let me clear all this. So, see, regardless of what happens, Bitcoin's going up, okay? But how it goes up, that's the only question that I have. If there is a small possibility, okay? There's a possibility of Bitcoin hitting $150,000. It's a bad news. If this happens, man, our altcoins will go to zero, because Bitcoin dominance, if something like this happens, okay, then this is not, because we are at such a critical level for Bitcoin dominance. If you see this, we are sitting on this line, okay? And if we pass this line, green just goes a little bit lower, man, I'll be so happy. You don't know the joy that I would get, because all the altcoins, there are 3 altcoins which are signaling me that this dominance will go down, because if it goes up, it's going to go to 70%. If this thing starts to go down, then, man, our real alt season begins, okay? This very, very critical. This week is, I think, one of the most critical levels in the history of crypto, because if this level starts to go down, man, if it drops to 57%, boy, oh boy, the alt season will begin like anything, okay? But if Bitcoin at all, if there is a small chance of Bitcoin going to hit $150,000, that is, by end of December, if that happens, then the Bitcoin dominance could go do something like what no one expects. Bitcoin dominance could hit this level. Okay? That's why I'm really, concerned about Bitcoin right now. Could hit 70%, right here. Do you see this? It could hit this level, 70%, 70.83, almost 72%, 71.24%. That will be crazy if that happens. So if that happens, then, what will follow with altcoins will be disastrous, I feel. Because if this has to go up, if this has just a big spike like this, and suddenly would come back down as well, and it would revolve like this before the alt season begins, like that, okay? Like this. So I hope that that Bitcoin doesn't go to $150,000 and we just get a small pump to this level right here to $113,000. If Bitcoin doesn't go very aggressive and just moves here towards this 111 to 100 and even $114,000 right there, then then altcoins are gonna go crazy, because this is what's gonna happen. I expect like this, and then it hits $135,000 or $140,000 later. But as of now, there is a small chance. Why I feel I'm leaning more towards this scenario where Bitcoin hits $113,000 is because I look at this coin here, NCT. I feel we are sitting at the bottom for this coin right there. I see, if we lose this level, then I don't even know what's gonna happen. I this can't lose this level. It can't. So we are sitting at this critical level where I see a pump coming. I see a pump coming in Swift coin as well. This should pump like this, 120%. This can only happen if the Bitcoin dominance is about to go down right there. You see, we are sitting at this critical level on this level. If even just a little, I would get a little glimpse of, like this week is very critical. If we go down like this, man, Altseason is on, because the next leg will be even bigger. If this happens, then it'll be like this, okay? It'll be like this. It'll be fast, okay? It'll be just like the way it went down from here. It'll be copy paste of that scenario. You can just copy paste this, and that's what I expect with altcoins. Dominance, Bitcoin dominance. Something like this. If it drops even a little bit from here, it's just gonna keep on going down until it finds a ground, somewhere around here. It would stop a little bit right around here. Okay. Pause just a little, but straight down, nosedive for the Bitcoin dominance if it starts to lose that level. And yeah, it'll keep on going down, as I said. Like this. Something like this, okay? So, very critical, very important week for us right now. I really hope that Bitcoin doesn't go to $150,000. I pray for it, and I pray that it only goes to $113,000 Bitcoin as of now, because it spent some time, comes back down to this $95,000, and then goes to 135 in February, March level. So let's see, okay? But if the Bitcoin dominance drops even little, just a little, man, you will get a wonderful pump, okay? Wonderful pump. We are at a very critical level, and it's just about to, it seems like this candle will go down. Man, if it goes down, get ready for some massive, massive gains, okay? It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. It's just, it's like a swore, if this thing goes up and, to 70%, then Bitcoin hits $150,000 by end of December. That'll be crazy. That'll be crazy. I don't know what happens to altcoins because, again, it'll be so volatile. Even if that happens, it'll come back. The dominance will come back down right away. In the second candle will be huge. That comes back down like that. Okay. And regardless of it, we will get an alt season later on. But if it starts dropping right now, then get ready, man. It's going to get crazy, okay? It's going to get crazy. December, Jan, Feb, even March will be amazing alt season. So this week is very, very critical, okay? Closely monitor this Bitcoin dominance chart. If it starts to go down, hallelujah, baby. Hallelujah. Okay, how is everyone, man? How's everyone? Sorry, I just wanted to go over all these things so you get a better picture, right? Because this was all predicted a year ago. A year ago, I predicted Bitcoin to go sideways, right? Once it hits this level, I expect it to go sideways. And now I expect Bitcoin to be in this range right there. I expect Bitcoin to stay in this range. Like this. And form a channel. The channel could, I initially mentioned a year, but, I would expect this to keep on going on until end of 2026. This channel, Bitcoin will stay in this channel for, if we go hit $113,000, $114, go down like that, and then go another $135,000 to $140,000, then come back down again to 105 and keep on going up. There's a possibility by end of 2026 Bitcoin could hit $150,000. I want Bitcoin to hit $150,000, but not now. Okay, the only question is not now. If it hits, and this pattern says that there's a strong possibility of Bitcoin hitting $150,000. Again, it flabbergasts everyone and goes up, but what happens to my altcoin, man? I don't want this shit to happen right now. Bitcoin, just cool down, bro. You need to go to only $112,000 and cool off, cool off from there and give my altcoins a chance to flourish. Okay, so let's look at your messages. How's everyone? Corbin, Moonbound, Jutb, Jasmy, please, and Zcash. Bro, I told you about Zcash, what I expect with Zcash in last live stream. How many times I have to tell you? Zcash. You didn't look at my last live stream? I told you it's going to go sideways. Once it hits this level, it'll go sideways. And look what happened. I told you it's going to go sideways, right? Didn't I? Once it hits 5, it'll go sideways. See? It hit 5 and it's going sideways. So it'll go sideways for a long time before you get another pump, and it'll be just a little bit more than this. So probably $800 for maybe $800 or $770 for Zcash before you get another dump. Okay, another big dump, and then the final rally up to, it could go to $1,200. $1,100, $1,200. But as of now, you still have sideways action left for Zcash. Okay, please, don't ask until $800. Okay, but that's what I expect: is sideways action for Zcash. And I mentioned exactly the same thing last video. Nothing new is going to happen. It's going to go down, come up, and it'll stay in this range. It won't be able to go up, and then probably Jan or Feb, you get a pump to 750 to $800, and then you get a dump back again. Okay, it'll come back to this range or even lower, a little bit lower. Jasmy, I'll look at Jasmy. Okay, Jasmy, I think we hit the bottom for Jasmy right now. And if it starts to go up, 368 is at 11 cents, okay? And 368 is at 11 cents. So next pullback could be between 11 to 13 cents. I think that's where it's going from here. I don't know what happens to Jasmy after that, okay? If that is a 17, 18x from here, okay? Even 19x if it is 12 cents. I don't know what happens after that, really. I wouldn't know. If it crashes at this level, that's what it shows that it might. Then I don't know what happens to Jasmy. Can it reach this level? $1.32 or $1? Everything's a possibility, but 368 is the level. 618. This was 2618. So the next stop is 3618, 11 cents, and that's where the trend lines are showing. So I don't know what happens after 10 to 12 cents, 10 to 13 cents, Jasmy. If Bitcoin goes to $150,000, man, everything would go to zero. I don't know what to say, okay, after that. I am just like you, man, but I just focus 24/7 on the charts. You see I was right on GST. If you would have listened, you would have taken profit at 0.02, 0.03. I took profits, or else, my account would have been zero with this bloody coin, right? If I didn't take profits right here, look how low it went from there. If I kept money in there, it went down 92% from there. That is ridiculous. Now I put in money here in this because I expect a 5x, 6x recovery. Again, it's a gamble, but I took this gamble, and I expect it to go up like that whenever it goes up. Because look at this RSI. Look at this RSI. If you look at the monthly RSI, just look at the monthly RSI in GST. It has not even begun. Look at this, where it is. The monthly RSI is at 2.6. I don't know if it's correct or not. Let's look at GST here in this coin, this chart right there. And let's look at monthly. Boy, oh boy, look at this. The monthly RSI is at 40. Okay, 40 for GST right here. It's like a little line, straight line. And I expect there's a possibility of this thing just to go up like that. Go up like that in a monthly RSI, okay? So that's the reason. Again, risky. If this thing gets delisted or something bad happens, it could go to zero. But I put like $6,000 in it to see what happens, because I'm just looking at the RSI. And yeah, weekly RSI is at the bottom at 28, 27. Yeah, that looks bullish to me. That looks bullish. It'll have to come back to these levels. So, 5, 6x even 5x is good money, right? 5, 6x, yeah, it's good cash. Trading, I'm just trading. I don't see, as I said, if any flash crash happens, I get bearish about this whole thing if we cross $73,000, okay? If we go low, then I could be wrong. But I don't think that happens. The lowest, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, even if we go to 76.8. If a wick comes down to this level, I'm still bullish, okay? That I don't, there's a small possibility. Now we go up to $113,000. But before that, there's a small possibility a wick could come back down to 76. Let's turn the music on. This is the time. I look into your eyes. Okay, what's up, Straight TV, baby? Hardik. Straight TV can't wait for BCH breakout because I hold BCH. Bitcoin Baijan, hi Straight TV, you are a superstar. I hope we get an Altseason. Yes, we will, brother. Can we please look at Uniswap? Thinking it might be a good because they are burning supply. Okay, thanks for the $10, bro. Let's look at Uni. Yeah, 39, I would say 38, between 38 to $47 is possible, okay? By March, April. Sitting at $5 right now. Yeah, 6x, yeah, it's doable. If it loses this level, this shit's gonna go down, okay? If it loses this level, it'll do something like this. And then you will get the Altseason like that, Then you have to wait all 2026, and you get, by end of 2026, you get the Altseason, okay? If you lose this level, it's done, bro. It's gonna go back down to, these levels, okay? Just be aware of that. This is a very critical level, can't lose. Yeah, $31, $38. 31 to 38. Mano, good morning, Straight TV, baby. Yeah, man. Guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to another episode of Straight TV, baby. Hello, Shrey. Santa Rally 2025. Yes, bro, I'm waiting. Yo, that PDD documentary is wild. Matt, I just watched like 10 minutes and then I started working. I haven't seen the full-fledged documentary. I want to see it. Brian, Straight TV, baby. Boom, freezing my nutsack off in Pittsburgh. BCS to the moon. To the moon. Straight, I think BTC top would be 200K. I wish so, bro. I think 150, 165. That's the range. That's what I think. But if BTC hits $150,000 right now, end of December, then there's a possibility that we go to 220. 200 to 220. Crazy Ping, hear you. AP India, bro, telling you the secret now. Look at the ETH. When ETH breaks its all-time high, then its altcoin pop up. Okay. Shreya, I lost so much money in Raven coin. I bought at 0.03. Please need that coin to get at least fib retracement to 0.786. That is 0.22. Okay, let's look. Raven coin. Raven.
I thought that we had something special. I thought I handled this so well. I know we had the right intentions, but somehow it came to an end. I was looking for a remedy. Now I better who's in front of me. I was looking for a remedy. Now I better who's in front of me. Yeah. Push you back, hold you close, start a fight.
Computer slowed down.
I get unstable in my bed all alone. Never know when you home. I get unstable, I get unstable. Remember the first time I met you.
I have to look at it properly, bro. I can't. This chart.
Latest something changed between us, and now I don't know where we meet.
I spend, hours and hours just out of few charts, okay? So just randomly looking at it, I can't get a proper idea,
There you go. I get unstable, in my bed all alone.
When I come live, I have prepared, I worked on charts a lot of time, sometimes 4 years, 5 years after a few charts. That's why I can come along and, draw the lines and boom, boom, boom. People will be like, oh, he's so fluent, he's so fluid. But a lot of preparations, a lot of time, hours and hours and hours goes into doing particular charts. That's why I am so accurate on these charts, because I've spent a lot of time, 4 years, 5 years on one particular chart, so there are like 20 charts which I have, broke down. Like I've spent thousands of hours behind those. That's why I understand these charts really well. A few charts, there are more than 6,000 to 7,000 charts, of big assets, Chinese companies from Russia, companies from India, a lot of crypto charts, gold, silver, all the metals, platinum, copper. I keep on studying. There's never enough, and I'm still learning every day. It's more time. People say, hey, should I get a course out? I can get a course out and charge you money, but nothing comes easy, man. You have to go through the grind of spending time on charts. If you're not able to spend time on charts, I'm sorry, you can't. You have to spend time on charts. You'll be like, oh, I want to work and then do this, trade every day, do short-term trading. You will make your account go to zero, okay, if that's what you think you'll be able to do. So, leave, charting to professionals. I consider myself professional. So, a lot of time goes into it, okay? Just join the Patreon thing, It seems like it has not paid off. Just one chart can pay off everything, okay? It feels miserable right now that even Patreon people might be feeling, oh, there's no profit right now. You will see. Just one trade goes right, bro. Boom, But I'm going to post when I'm taking profits, okay? I don't come live during those times. I try to encourage everybody, here so that you know what's going on. But when I'm busy trading for myself, I make money trading, okay? This is when I am busy. I don't take anyone's call at the time. If I'm making, a big chunk of money, that time is very important. Even if my Patreon calls me during that time, I get pissed off, because I have a trade. I've lost a trade on Shiba Inu because I was talking, to one of the clients, and, he made a lot of money. I told him to sell, but I had to sell at the same time, but I just missed it like for 30 seconds. It dropped, 30%. So I missed that trade. Okay. So I make money by, trading. So I'm here to help. But even in the airplane, they say, hey, put on the mask first and then give it to somebody else. So, I wouldn't be, when the real time comes, I'm busy and I wouldn't come live on YouTube. Okay. Those are crucial moments. I will post charts on my Patreon at the time that, hey, boom, this, look at this coin, boom, I'm taking profits, boom. At that time, these things will be really helpful. Okay. God's Creation, Epic Cash, Robert Richards, yo, Shrey, my brother. I do love counting my T-Fuel eggs before they hatch. T-Fuel's gonna do well, bro. I said 90 cents to $1. It's just that when, okay? When is the only question. When? When is that $1 gonna hit? See this? Probably end of December 2026. Again, every coin will top at a different time. Every coin's gonna top at a different time. You should start to see some action, right here. Go up like that, slow action. Then suddenly, May, June, July, it goes up, comes back to these levels, 37 cents, and then slows down again and gets a big crash, and then you reach your $1 to $1.50 level. But summertime or fall, I would say you would reach this 36, 37, probably 40 cents level. But you can't go any lower than this. You can't, I forbid it. I forbid this coin to go any lower. It can. It'll be slow. You would see some action in March, April. Could go to this level. 0.04. Nothing significant. I don't see anything significant gains in this coin as of now. We could go 150, 150%, 160%. That's it, and it'll get a pullback from there. Is the music okay? If it's too loud, I'll lower it, okay? God's Creation, Epic Cash. Thanks for deleting my message. Have a good stream. All will be epic. I didn't delete no one's message. What, Mr. Boers? What message? I didn't delete anything. All will be epic. I don't know what you're talking about.
Det var första gången vi möttes. Våra blickar bara möttes. Kommer du ihåg det igen? Kommer du ihåg igen? Du vill ha ice little fingers. Då du vet det chalas. All in, ingen broms, schackmatt på din vänster hand. Du är så viktig baby. Ja, du är allians. Du är försiktig baby. Men du gav mig en chans. Det är 50-50 baby. Men det är balans. Jag växlar upp med dig baby. Ingen annan. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig. Som dig baby. Det var fan ingen dans på någon ros innan jag träffade någon som dig.
See, can we reach the top of the channel? That's the question. There's a possibility. We see right here, the bottom. This was the whole bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom. Okay, it was support here. Then it became resistance right here. Resistance. You can even call this resistance here, on some right there. So the next level up would be $40. It's 40 cents right now. Will it go to $40? Bro. $40. If it breaks this, then yeah, there's a possibility. Epic Cash to at least 35 cents. So if it breaks this, then Epic Cash would go bonkers, okay? You pull a 90x. Can it? Let's look. Boy, oh boy. Yes, it's a possibility. It can. Even the wicks could go to even higher, $70. You can't go keep on going lower, okay? not again and again. You have to see this as a resistance as well, major. You can't keep on going back to this channel again. You know, you came down here many times, so you keep on doing that, then eventually you'll break down, you know, and go to zero. Okay, so you can't do that. You have to break this. $1.44 is the resistance. $1.44, break convincingly for price discovery. $1.44. Okay. $6,500 sell order in boom. Yeah, man. Have a sell order. I would do it at $6,000, bro. Don't get greedy. 65, $6,000. You know, might hit even 7,000, but you know, I would do $6,000. On greedy prices, waiting years and keep buying because this thing is going to $20,000. I think it's going, bro. But again, you know, there's no point in being too greedy. Have a sell order, 683 BCH at non-greedy prices. Waiting years and keep buying because everyone didn't believe in BCH. Love the underdog story. Calling my retirement on Shrek TV, baby. Yeah, man. I'll be so happy, bro. I'll be so happy for everyone, you know. It'll be great. Crazy Ping, I know, bro, you're such a hardworking guy with lots of dedication in TA, but I was poor guy doing bike taxi as hustle to get out from this. Hell, hate to say my portfolio is $1,000. Crazy Ping, I understand, bro. You know, I mean, if your portfolio is low, you have to gamble, you know. You have to gamble. You can't be in steady coins. That's the only way. But, you know, that's the thing is people with little capital get more greedy. And this is their downfall because everybody wants 50x, 100x, you know. So you have to see, you know, when I say take profits, you know, take profits, it doesn't matter, you know. So if altcoin pumps like the way I expect, I think they'll pump until February, March. We need to take profit during that time. You know, there's timeline and there are individual charts. You look at individual charts, but sometimes they trick us, you know, so you can't go wrong with the timeline. If the timeline by March, we get considerable profits, then it's time to take some profits during that time. Especially, you know, if you see other things, you know, even one or two coins are topping, that gives you an indicator that I was like, oh man, you know, we should take some profit. Okay, again, as it gets closer to February, March, I will know better. You know, I can't say anything right now, but this is what I'm expecting. You know, I expect 100 days, at least 100 days from today onwards. From today to 100 days, count 100 days, okay? I'm bullish for next 100 days. From there, what happens, we'll have to see, okay? But there will be a crash, which will be a 70% crash. You know, I would say where altcoins will go down 70, 80%, you know? And I think there will be one more leg left up for some altcoins after that. But a 70% crash, it's very tough to swallow. If your portfolio, say for example, your portfolio has become $100,000 in a 70% crash, you're sitting at $30,000. Will you be able to sell? You know, you won't be able to sell because that could be the last time you ever see your portfolio at $100,000. You wouldn't be even able to sell at $50,000. You know, after that, you'll be like, you've seen 100,000 once and other coins are going up, but your coin has topped in March. So there will be a 70% pullback. I cannot be specific. Will it be, later on, April, May? But there will be a 70% crash, which will be huge, man. So majority altcoins will get wiped out. So, when it starts, when you see considerable gains in your altcoins between now and 100 days, from today to 100 days, if you see considerable gains, then take some profits, okay? Nothing on the channel is a financial advice, just my opinion. I'm some guy on the internet who loves crypto and my crypto bros and all my favorite hoes. Yeah, I feel shy calling hoes. I love good alts, but silver is making me sleep good night. Robert Richards. Yeah, man. You saw the chart that I posted on silver, bro? Did you buy at $22, $23? I bought a ton. Even my daughter's pot, this piggy bank she had, $2,200 piggy bank. And silver was at $23 at the time. I was like, my daughter at the time, she was like 13. And I told her, Ashna, I was like, hey, you should put this money. She was like, let's put this money in the bank. I was like, no, let's put this money in silver. She was like, why silver, Dad? I was because it's going to go up. So we bought these silver American Eagle coins for $25. Right now, look at the price of American Eagle coins. One American Eagle coin, if you look, we bought at $25, okay? Price of 1 ounce. Look at the price, $73. In some places, it's $95. This is 1 ounce, okay? 1 ounce silver. I'm being, let's see, $76. So we bought at $25, and I told her that I'll match whatever she puts. I'll put the same amount of money. So we actually did total of $4,500 worth purchase. I was like, honey, this will buy you a car, This $4,500 will buy you a car when you are 16. And she didn't believe me. And now she looks at silver price every day. Every single day, she looks at silver price. And she's like excited, Daddy, look at silver. Look at silver. So what it teaches, just a little purchase, it teaches kids. Now she watches the price of silver. She understands the saving mindset that, I shouldn't buy, shit. If she has now another $2,000 now. And she was like, Daddy, we should buy silver now. So I was like, no, the time to buy silver is gone. It might stop at $80 to $100 silver. It's at $63. I think $80 to $100. That's where silver is going. $80 to $100 silver. And this is where it pauses. But this is the spot price for silver. But here, there's always premium on silver. Okay, there's always premium on silver. It's incredible. Bought silver at 17 years ago, but got special panda and a year off roaster coins in the hard cases. I'll only buy American Eagle silver coin, bro. Because, they have premium on it. I was buying over the last 15 years. The COVID dump, I was maxing out credit cards and monster boxes at $14. Oh, my man. That's awesome, bro. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. God's creation, Aventus. Okay. I charted Aventus for you, bro, last time in last live stream. So many live stream I chart. There's nothing changed. Talk to me, except charts. Talk to me about any other questions you have. I study a lot, you know. So about liquidity, you know, how much, you know, in this video, I was talking about the Federal Reserve liquidity way longer than everyone's talking about the buybacks that are happening right now. I was talking about the buybacks way before anyone did, okay? Look, in this video, very important video, okay? I means the amount of money that is circulating in the market from 2019 to 2020, the money supply increased significantly. That's why we got our bull run. See, the M2 money supply increased significantly from 2019 to 2022. December 2019, approximately 15.4 trillion. December of 2022, approximately 21.7 trillion. That's an increase of 41%, 41.5%. That's why we got a bull run. Right now, if you look at it, compared to last September, how much is the M2 supply? We have increased only 1.26% in past 12 months. So that is nothing. 260 billion M2 increase in money supply. So people don't have that much money. Interest rate has gone up. So it's called quantitative tightening, right? When interest rate goes up and money supply stays steady or goes down, right? It's called quantitative tightening, but they have tightened so much. It's called a, squeeze, right? Nobody feels they have money, but that's when the market's usually at the bottom or coming close to the bottom. That's when it happens. So what I went and said that, we will get a bull run when this percentage goes up. You can call rate cuts a form of QE, quantitative easing. As money starts to flow more easily in the economy, I would say treasury buyback is a form of QE too. So they have started the treasury buybacks. So I will not explain what is treasury buyback. It's like a form of getting a loan by US government by printing treasury notes. Well, a record of 8.9 trillion of government debt will mature over the next year. The government budget deficit in 2024 will be 1.4 trillion, according to the CBO. This is according to one of the websites that I follow. How accurate that is, they have posted charts and stuff like that. But I went on Fed government website. Nowhere it mentions $8.9 trillion. But if I look at that website, here, let's see. Here's the $10 trillion, a record 8.9 trillion of government debt. This is the website where I'm getting my numbers from. A record of 8.9 trillion government debt will mature over the next year. So that's what I said. And I posted a schedule of the buybacks. So treasury buybacks are a form of QE. So rate cuts with treasury buybacks is called a quantitative easing. When quantitative easing happens, it takes about 3 to 5 months for money to flow into the market. They just started QE, right? Because rate cuts is a form of QE plus treasury buybacks. So it takes a little while, about, I would say 3 months to get money flowing into the market, and people will start feel easing out. And above all, the elections are coming. So obviously, if you look at the statistics, if a party is running for the second term, usually they try to pump the market. Historically, if you look at the stock market, Dow Jones, if a party is trying to get re-elected, the markets usually go up. Okay, but there is only one thing that bothers me, which I've stated in my Twitter. I just posted a while ago. Rate cuts don't have good historical backing. Will it be different this time? Okay, I looked at the markets. In 2001, the market crashed after the rate cuts. In 2007, markets crashed after the rate cuts. In 2020, markets crashed after the rate cut. As soon as the Fed starts the rate cut, the market goes down. So we will see. Things are different at this time. You have the US election as well. So we will see. But if you look at the 2020 crypto market, we had a slump, but after that, we went up. Look. So this video was September 18th. So if you look at what happened after September 18th in the others chart. Others. Where is the others chart? Right there. September 18. $2024. So September 18, 2024 was right here. See? And we had a big leg up, okay? Big leg up, down, up, and down. So again, this chart makes me very, very bullish, okay? This chart makes me very bullish. Let's clean this up. Let's clean this up. This is the others chart, okay? Why am I bullish? Is because of this chart. There's two lines here, right there. There are two channels that I'm looking at. Right there. Okay. So let's make this brighter so you're able to see it properly. There are two channels. And I expect us to start moving up from here onwards. And when we get close to this 1.4, 1.5 trillion mark, this is where I think we are going, okay? This is the daily. Let's do weekly. Make it a little crisp. Oh, why did the music stop? Okay. So this is the other chart. All the cryptos except the top 10. Okay, top 10. Excluding top 10. So for your altcoins, this is the most important chart that we should be looking at. Okay. So next 2 weeks, I would expect next 2 weeks for us to be like this, okay? 2 to 3 weeks, this should go up like that. And spend some time here before a big leg up like that. If that's the case, man, you guys will be really happy. But the crash that I'm expecting is once we reach this level, right there, this $800 billion, $840 billion level is very critical as well, because we could get a pullback right there, come back down, or we go straight up to 1.4. Regardless, I will know as we get closer. But as of now, I'm bullish. You know, this thing will start going up, okay? This thing should start going up ASAP. I expect a pullback once it reaches these levels right there. In Feb, by 800 to 850 billion, I expect a pullback as we come out of this channel. There's a possibility that we may get a pullback. If we don't get a huge pullback, then we're going straight up to 1.6 trillion dollars. You know, and it'll be fast. It'll be fast. Yeah, Shrey is very good. I watched Shrey and 2 others. Boom. Good job, Rob. When everyone talks smack you by LOL, Shrey called silver a long time ago about the silver gold ratio. Silver will make a move. Boom. Yeah. You saw the silver and gold ratio? I even put it on Patreon, the silver gold ratio. That this is a great time to buy, man. Even for 1 gold coin. I exchange gold coins for silver at the top, you know, of silver. Where is the gold and silver ratio? Gold silver ratio right there. I posted a chart of gold silver ratio on my Patreon. This is the upside down chart, okay? So let's, okay. You know, when the ratio was here, I posted, I was like, this is the buy time, man. Buy, buy, buy. Let's see if I'm able to find that post. Silver ratio. Where's that chart? Well, I'm not able to find that particular post. I'll have to dig deep, but here's what I found. Was $33, but look, when we posted this, $22. Silver was 22 bucks. I said we are going to $48 to $60, right? $22, you know. Right here, this was when October 11, 2023, when it was $22. Here I mentioned silver could go to $100 when we were at $23. Okay, $100 silver. This was the fractal, that I did. Again, December 10, 2022. I am from 2022 June. This mental pressure is fuck as hell instead. Yeah, man. A lot of people, because there are so many people now in crypto, and everyone sees this opportunity to get rich quick, but they will dishearten everyone, and before they take the market up, your all hopes and dreams should be destroyed before the market goes up. That's how it goes. And you get fed up, get out, or stop looking, But the euphoria will be huge when that happens. There's no bull market top without euphoria. There's this guy called Ben Cohen. He keeps on telling that the markets, we have a bear market now, and we topped in apathy and all that. I don't believe that. We still have almost a year of bull market left until end of December or Q1 of 2027. But some altcoins, if we start to go up, again, everything depends on Bitcoin dominance. If we start to go up right now, then you have 100 days from today. You have 100 days from today that you will see significant gains in your crypto. If your crypto goes sideways or just do 100 or 200% pump, and, by March, if it hasn't pumped more than 200%, then even 200% would be a good idea to take profit if it's only 2x. Because, I do expect a pullback after that. So as we get closer to that timeline, I will know better. Okay. As we get closer, I'm not some magician. I just look at the chart and tell you what the chart's telling me. So during that time, during Feb, March, if the prices have not come to a level that I want, there are 3-4 coins that I'm tracking. And, then we would have a little more time, maybe May, June, that we would have time. We'll see as we get closer. When gold goes to 10K, silver will go to 1K, then swap back to gold, half of it. It's still a long time for gold to go 10K, bro. I was looking at gold will come back down to $2,500 before going to 10K. I was looking at the chart of gold. I think gold goes to between $5,000 to $6,000, $5,500 to $6,000. Then possibly come back down to, you see this, $5,500 to $6,000 gold, and then you would see a pullback in gold. The pullback could come back down to these levels, $2,200, even come back down to $2,000. That'll be a huge crash. Not now. I expect gold to keep on going up. Once it reaches $5,000, it'll slow down. 5,300, it'll slow down and it'll go sideways for almost 2027. Probably end of the year, say in December, Jan of 2026, might go to $6,000 and then just go sideways, and it'll start its descent. Like that, possibly to these levels, 2200 to this level right here, to 2000, and then from there on, gold goes on a big bull cycle, and it'll go very fast. It goes to $10,000, man. It goes to $10,000. This will be the last opportunity to get into gold but nobody will have money during that time because times will be really tough. Nobody will have money, so have some cash saved. I think 2029 or 2030, we could see gold at $2,200. But yeah, man, save cash. Cash will be king. Okay. So I'm buying treasury notes, United States treasury notes. From all the profit that I get, I'll start a small business that keeps me busy for next 5 years and keeps on making money, even during bad times. Because the crash that I'm expecting will be huge, where gold goes to $2,200, even $2,000. So that is significant, from say 5,500 to 5,500 to 2,200 is 60%. If gold goes down 60%, imagine what happens to other assets, But again, we have a bull season left, okay? So expect gold to hit 5,000, maybe possibly 6,000 in Q1 of 2027, right? And then expect a downturn, okay? As of now, I'm bullish, gold, silver, both. They'll keep on going up. Agenda 2030. Everything aligns with Agenda 2030. Okay, I don't want the video to get triggered the algorithm talking about stuff which I'm not supposed to talk about. You will own nothing and be happy. Those times are coming. Okay, so save some cash. Cash will have no value because your money will be going down. So dollar again will be a good currency to hold during that time. But even dollar will be losing its value. So I'll be putting my money in treasury notes, lending money to United States government, Every time I feel defeated, I buy more. I believe in the charts. These defeated feelings confirm we are gonna get rich. Only a strong will survive. Yes. Shrey, let me know. I want to work for you. Give me a job, man. I don't know where you live, but I'll be starting a business, some sort of business in 2026, So, yeah. Stay up to date and keep in touch. If you're in Maryland, DC, you'll be able to do something, okay? Okay, so a lot of good information today. Save this live. This live is very, very important, okay? Save this live, and if you want, I'll send you this link of this live as well. So you're able to watch that video. Right. Okay, I'll take off. This was a long live. Almost 2 hours. Okay? Almost 2 hours. I'll see you later. Okay? Have a good one. Take care. Get excited, man.